Hey, this is a dude in Just a Dude TCG. I sell on TCG Player, eBay, and I vend locally. And today I'd like to talk to you about why I like bulk. Before I go more in depth on why I like selling bulk, I'm going to show you an example of how my 20-cent floor allows me to extract more value out of low value cards. This order from this weekend is a great example of why listing all your bulk is a good idea. I had 2 cards, or 3 if you count that were valued higher than 20 cents. Everything else is under 20 cents. I've showed you examples of the lowest listed on TCG Player right here. And you can see, like this Sizzlipede, I sold 4 of them at 20 cents a piece when the lowest listed on TCG Player is a penny. I made a lot more money just by having all of these listed at 20 cents versus going, oh, that Sizzlipede is worthless. I don't want to list it because it's only worth a penny. Instead, I listed it at 20 cents. And like almost 8% of my order is just these 4 cards that are basically worthless. And then you have all these others that also got caught by that 20-cent price that the lowest listed is way lower. Squirtle is a penny. I sold 2 of them. The lowest listed is a penny. That's crazy. Here's one of the reasons that I really like selling bulk. Obviously, the boxes aren't bulk, but just part of what I sold on TCG Player and eBay that day. This is Monday morning, so it's sales from Saturday night to Monday morning. There's nothing more satisfying to me than having a fat stack of envelopes that you're sending out, just knowing that you're getting rid of bulk, you're making a little bit of money. And also, it's just one of those things that you're looking at. It's like, I accomplished something this morning. And that really just makes me feel good inside. And that's why I really like listing all of my bulk. Just as an example, part of the reason that I list bulk is I feel like it's, like I said, a savings account, if you will, where eventually a lot of the cards that I list at 20 cents that aren't currently worth 20 cents could eventually be worth 20 cents. And then those sales will start rolling in as I'm listing more bulk from that era. And it's just going to kind of create a snowball where I'm always making sales for cards. So let's like look at Litwick, right? It shows 5 cents, market price 12 cents. When we go in here, look at view more data. Let's see how many times. 3 at 25 cents, 1 at 20 cents, 25 cents here, 20 cents again. And so you could just go through probably pretty far back in a lot of these, and you'll see that eventually someone buys at 20 cents. Look at that, 35 cents, 20 cents, 24 cents, 20 cents again. And so that's a few times a month. And so if I have 10,000 different cards listed, and it's like, sure, this Inkay only sells a couple times a month at 20 cents. Well, if I have 5 of them listed, once a month, I might sell one. And it just adds up over time. So I just want to keep listing more bulk every single day to get above a point where a few years from now, or even a year from now, or even that example that I just showed you, right? Some of that bulk is a year old, like 151 on there, or Temporal Forces. It's only a year or 2 old, already selling at 20 cents for regular cards. All right, Scarlet and Violet base, 3 years old, March 31st, 2023, from what I looked up. So almost 3 years old. Let's go to the 4th page. Let's say I'm on near mint, normal cards, common and uncommon. Let's see Klotzer. 44-cent near mint, 30-cent near mint, 24-cent near mint, 24-cent near mint, 20-cent near mint. So once we get a ton of cards listed, like I think my goal for before the end of the year is to at least touch 50,000 cards listed. I don't know if I can keep above that, just depends on motivation. I'm currently at around 30,000. Let's actually look at where I'm at. Here is my inventory only, all listings. You can see that I have 2,900 individual listings. My inventory is at 29,715. So I need to get 20,300 more cards listed to kind of hit my goal for the year, which, like I said, I don't need to keep above 50,000, but I think adding more bulk of different sets gets me closer to what I'm looking for, which is making sales, which is making a few sales a day, even if it's one card at 20 cents. Because like I've said, I make 11 cents on that order. It takes me like 3 seconds to put it together. I print off a packing slip, grab the card, put it in a penny sleeve, plus my card stock, tape it to the envelope. I bet that if I had a ton, I bet if I had 110-cent orders, I could do all of them in less than an hour. That's $10 an hour for just doing something that I find satisfaction from. If I had 100 10-cent profit orders stacked on top that barely even fits in my mailbox, like that would feel awesome. I know that it's A lot of people think that's a waste of time, but it's just something that brings satisfaction to me. All right, we came back to Scarlet and Violet just to give it a gander, right? This is the price high to low. This is the last card listed, so the least valuable card in the set. Let's see if it ever hits 20 cents. Right there, 317, 20 cents. Someone bought 44 of them at 4 cents, which do that and then list them all at 20 cents. Probably make some money later. So you can see once a week or two, right? We're hitting 20 cents. So even the least valuable card in base set of Scarlet and Violet can be sold at 20 cents. That's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I try not to pad out the content, so I'm sure this is going to be under 10 minutes. A couple other things. When I mentioned how much bulk I have listed, the 30,000 cards with probably 29,000, like it said, what, 29,700? I think 29,600 of those cards are bulk. I don't really list cards over $1 most of the time, just because I want those for when I'm vending, for people to be able to pick up locally to see that I have good inventory. One person asked me why I didn't do direct. Currently, I just don't do direct because I don't like the 50% fee structure. I also, like I've said, I like shipping orders. It's weirdly satisfying to me to put an order together. And if you do direct, you're basically just putting all your cards in one box and shipping it off. I think it's once a week or once every couple days. This way, it keeps me busy. I have a couple orders to ship out each morning, usually. Like today, I think I had 9 orders. And that feels really good to ship out. If you made it to the end, I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to the video. Leave a comment, maybe with your thoughts on why you like to sell bulk or why you want to get started selling bulk. Bulk, 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 bulk.